Ironwood Games. This is Andrew. Welcome to our session here. We're going to do a quick draft of Phyrexia. All will be one. So for context, hopefully I'll be a little bit quicker through this draft, as I've done a number of these. We've been back, the store's up and running again, and so we've been doing our Friday night drafts, and we've gotten, a few of them done in it. So I really don't like Jorkadine. It really wants to go wide on equipments. It's interesting. He wants to be either equipped himself, and that I think it's a fine payoff later if you're in equipments. I think this halberd is just a better card than Jorkadine for a first pick. Same thing with Veil of Assimilation. I don't think it's very good. I don't think it makes my deck most of the time. Put in a graveyard from battlefield. Necrosquito is interesting. Again, I don't really love where it's at. How it's positioned, it doesn't really wants to be in a sacrifice deck, and I don't think there's a lot of good sacrifice effects and things. So Bones Picker Scourge, just a really good card. Planar Disruption, really good card. We're probably going to pick either, if we pick an uncommon, I think we'll pick the halberd on it, but we're probably going to pick, I'm leaning towards a common. Planar Disruption being very, very good. One of the only white cards in this pack. There's lots of blue, and I don't think any of the blue is great. I don't think blue is a very good card or a good color in this draft set. So I don't want to kind of start there. Scrap Trap is fine if you're in Proliferate. You'll pick them up. I think Bone Picker Scourge is decent as a 2/2 flyer that gets Death Touch and Lifelink. If you're in black-green, black-white, it's easy to get that turned on and it's good. But I don't know that I would first pick that over the pure removal. Steward, if you're going green-red or some kind of oil, I think this can be good. I haven't done the green-red oil. I know it's supposed to be one of the stronger decks. Hazardous Blast is good, but I don't think it's something we want multiple of. I'm not going to first pick it. And then Ruthless Predation as a removal is pretty good. So I think it's between Planar Disruption, Bone Picker Scourge, and Predation Steward. I'm not sure on this one if it's good and how good it is in that deck. You have to pay for it to turn it into a 4/4, and you can only do it as a sorcery. And then it taps. Oh, it turns any creature +2/+2. So that could be good for a Toxic or something. I think I'm going to pick Planar Disruption. I think the white removal is good. In here, we didn't see a lot of white in that pack, so maybe cutting it to our left. Indoctrination Attendant is interesting. Not great. The Lightbringer is fine if you're playing equipment, but we don't really want to be. Kaya I haven't played with yet. So it's 3/7 mana. Any opponent may scry 1, but I get to draw 2. And otherwise, 7 mana for a 6-point life swing is not bad. I kind of want to take it just because it's Kaya. It's a rare planeswalker. And it seems fine for a top end. I don't really want either of these white cards. Serum Snare is interesting, but I don't think it's... I mean, I don't think blue is great. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the Sprinter is great. It's fine for, I think, the oil, but I don't know. Haven't played that deck, and I'm not sure in what you want. Branch Blight Stalker, very good. Lattice Blade Mantis, very good. I think this is good either way if you're playing green. If I wasn't... Can't be blocked by creatures with flying. I think it'd be one of these three, probably. I'd probably take the Sprinter if I wanted to try something else. But I don't... I want to try this Kaya. Or take the Kaya and see what we get. We're still open to, depending on what gets past what we see, we still could shift. Like Rot Priest, really, really good. Might be something to speculate here on doing black-green with like a splash white. We see another planar disruption. Yeah, I don't think this one's good. Head Cleaver's fine. Oil Gorger Troll in doing oil is fine. Much better if we have other oil things. So I think it's either the Rot Priest or the Disruption. And the question is, and this is a kind of a point of, we could splash green for Rot Priest. Do we want extra removal? We kind of do if we want to get to Kaya. If the goal is to get to Kaya, I think getting the removal is a better plan. Mirren Safe House is interesting. I don't know that it's great. It's interesting, but we'll see what else we have here. Return permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. That one's good. Can get back some of these things. Flincing Raptor, also very, very good. We just have some good white options here. Whisper the Dross is okay. Molten Rebuke is a little expensive. So, Unnatural Restoration seems really good. The other question is, do we just take a creature, one of these good creatures? The Lifelink can be pretty good. I think I like the Raptor better than the Mandible. He's better if we have other things with Toxic. If we want to go... And if we're trying to kind of... If we're looking at playing a little more control-y and doing that, this 1/3 is not bad for that. But also the Restoration is probably pretty good in bringing something back if we trade stuff off. And Proliferate on something like that. So I'm going to grab it. We're going to speculate a little bit here and see what we get. I might take this Atlas to be able to splash. Vraska's Fall, though, I think is a better pick in this. Thirsting Roots is good, but then we want to be heavier in green, and I think we just want to splash green. So I'm going to take the Fall for, again, the control element of it. Offer Immortality is interesting. I could see taking the Canopy as another splash just to deal with a potentially problematic card. There's nothing else that I really want on it. We'll probably see some of these later on, so I think I'd rather just take like a 2/4 as something to hold the ground on it. Expand the Sphere I really do like in terms of going a little bit wider and doing that. Fleshless Gladiator is good if you can return it. Stinging Hive Master is really good for getting extra things on the ground. So I think I'm going to take the Stinging Hive Master. But we see a lot of good, decent green. But I do like the white-black that I have. Like, we've run out of white a little bit here. The question is, we could start to go a little bit more green and splash the white, but I don't know that I want to splash a double white. And I think Hive Master is fine. But we'll do that. Second Cultivator, we could also get the Atlas, but I think the Head Cleaver does what we want with Menace on that. Here we go. We're kind of back at the beginning here. I'm going to take the Bone Picker Scourge. It's just a really good card. I don't know that I love either of these. If we're splashing the green, having a big kind of top end green is fine. Here we can have either the Orthodoxy Enforcer or the Head Cleaver. It's kind of a toss-up. The Mace Skull Bomb is fine. This definitely wants to be more aggressive. So I'm going to take the Enforcer. Give something Vigilant seems fine. We could also take a Skull Bomb. But I'll take that. It is a creature. Here, we will take the Atlas on this one. Thrill will go to the sideboard, sure. Okay. Unctus. Beautiful. But I don't think... I mean, we're not doing that. It's not where we want to be. I could take it just for being the rare, but... Annex is another control element. It seems pretty good. The Ravenous Necrotitan also seems good, but I think the Sentry is just better for what we're doing. We have other good black things that'll likely wheel here between all of that, so we're going to take the Sentry. Ooh, Venser Corpse Puppet. I don't think we're going to play it. Do we take the Charge of the Mites? Because we're not going to splash... Well, we're only splashing 2 cards in green right now. So we could splash black instead for Venser. That might just be a better option. Charge of the Mites is interesting. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna see what we see. Crawling Chorus is really good. Voidwing Hybrid can be pretty good. It gets some recursion. We could pick up another Bone Picker Scourge. Do we have enough ways to proliferate is the question. Because we don't. I don't know that we're proliferating on it. So I think it is the Bone Picker Scourge. Crawling Course is interesting. The Mites don't block. So trading it early doesn't actually give us a second blocker. I don't hate it. I just think we want to find better pieces. We could get another Head Cleaver. I do like this Lattice Blade Mantis. This Brutalizer's good, but with the double green, potentially 3 green to also get a Proliferate trigger, I don't think it's worth it. The Lookout's fine. I think we'll take the Lookout. Just have a little bit more in the air. Against all odds. Yeah, I think we take that to return something like a Bone Picker back. Otherwise, we could take another Vraska's Fall, which I think is really good. The Nim Razor is also good. It puts a body on the field and returns. It might actually be better. I think it is. Duelist of Deep Faith. Yeah, it has first strike on our turn. That's fine. I think we'll take it just to get a creature with Toxic. I don't love the Dune Mover putting the card on the top, but if we're trying to splash, it can be pretty good. But I think Infectious Inquiry to get our opponent with a poison counter and drawing cards is just better than the Dune Mover. I wouldn't mind picking up a Dune Mover later on. Here, I think the Shepherd is just good over any other options. I think we could take Fair Basilica or Phyrexian Atlas. We already have one Atlas, so I think we take that. I like where the curve's at right now. I don't think we need a second one of these. I think we'll take the Whisper. It probably doesn't make the deck. I think Terramorphic Expanse, again, if we're going to splash, potentially either green or blue, I think it's worth having something. Here we'll take, we already have 2 Enforcers. Is the Head Cleaver better? I still think the Enforcer's better. 3 mana 3/2 or a 4 mana 3/1 that lets us search something out. We have to play other mirrors. We don't really want to. I we'll take the convert, though. We'll put that in the sideboard. I think the Whisper goes to the sideboard. I think we're going to cut the green. Then we're at 24. Ooh. We might grab that just because it's a mythic. We could also play the Rot Priest, as it does some good things. We could expand the Sphere as, again, another green splash, but I don't think splashing for ramp is good, and that you need your splash color to get there. I don't need any of these. I like the curve we've got. Again, if we're looking at splashing the blue for Venser, which we probably don't even play, which then cuts like our Atlas and some other things. The question is, what do we need to fill those spots? And I don't think anything here is what we need. So we'll take Zopandrel for the sideboard. Here we go. Vivisection Evangelist is definitely the kind of thing we want in this deck. I think the Vat of Rebirth is interesting, but I think the Evangel is better here. Annihilating Glare is fine. We could take the removal. There's 2 removals here, and see if this wheels. Which might actually be the right decision here. I think Anoint is just better. We're going to cut the Venser, which means we don't really need Terramorphic anymore. Probably don't need the Convert. We probably don't need the Atlas. Here we have another opportunity at the Vat. I think that's the choice. Alright, Skitterfang, really, really good. But Vraska's Fall or Annihilating Glare kind of fit in with what we want to be doing. Yeah, this is much more of an aggressive card. Alright, we're back to 23. That one's one of the better equipments. I think if you can start in that and then move into that area, I think you're fine. We'll take an Indoctrination Attendant. Well, do we need more creatures? Not at 4. I wonder if we should take a Dross Pits for like card draw if we're playing a little bit more controlling, going longer. So I decided that we are going to do that. I don't think we need any of these. Again, I'm going to put this in the sideboard and uncommon. Vat Emergence. That we definitely want. And then we figure out what to get rid of. I think the Bardiche goes away. I don't think we want the Offer Immortality. We'll take that for the sideboard. When I say sideboard, I just mean the collection. Vat of Rebirth, we already have one. We might pick up a second. Sideboard. Smith, sure. And we'll get the So let's do it. All right. So I'm not really sure how well we did. I'm going to evaluate it here in a minute. We do have some green we could go back, but I think if we splash like a double green like Zopandrel, really, really good, but it wants to be in a more aggressive deck, and I don't think it's worth it. So we're at 41, which means we would need to cut one. How much toxic do we have? Because we have some corrupted things. I don't know that we have enough toxic to be super in on the corrupted. Okay, we don't have enough things, and none of the corrupted relies on it. This is the only one that kind of relies on it. Let's look at our piece. We have 13 creatures, 11 non-creatures. I think Whisper gets cut, and then we've got a decent curve, because this isn't a creature, but it brings a creature back. This brings a creature with it. This is removal and a creature. I think we have enough ways to get our opponent corrupted for like the Bone Picker Scourge, and then we just want to get into like Kaya for the win. So yeah, I'm gonna call this a good deck. We'll go back and check what we have. If we want anything else, we could bring in the Terramorphic. Again, the goal is, and we're trying to be a little more control-y, so we want to get out something early that just doesn't do anything, start removing our opponent's board, and then put down things that they can't attack into very easily, do some recursion, and then get them, finish them off through, some creatures with, flying or that, or a combination of Kaya and other things. So that's interesting. We have other ways to return things. The Terramorphic and or the Phyrexian Atlas, I kind of do like it. The question is, what would we bring it in over? Does it replace a land? And do we bring in Terramorphic? We have double white and then double black here. I think we do. And we bring those in. The Lightbringer is the only creature that I think isn't doing anything for us. But I think we just go to 16 lands. All right. I like it. That's going to be our deck. I'd like this Atlas. It ramps, which is fine. But again, if you have enough ways to get them corrupted, it pings for 1. Which, if nothing else, at the end of your opponent's turn, you just ping for 1. And it is a slow burn, but it puts a threat on. It's something they have to kind of deal with. And then if they have removal, they can kind of focus removal on that as opposed to other things. Or if you get rid of a Kaya and this slowly just still pings you, that 3-point swing off of the Kaya, where you're paying 7 mana for drain for 3, is actually a lot better if you've already got them down. Take them from 5 to 2, and then that's a 2-turn clock left with the Atlas. So we're going to call this our deck. Thanks for checking it out. We'll see you in the next video for some matches.